Tottenham fans, Tottenham have a massive game against Manchester United on Saturday. Early kickoff at 12:30 UK time. And Spurs really need to get a victory here at home in front of the home fans. Not only just to stop this rot at home in the Premier League, but to prove to the fans that they can make this place a fortress and make this place somewhere where the fans enjoy going. Because lately, Spurs fans have not enjoyed watching our home games, and Spurs really need to turn up against Manchester United. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Manchester United and what they have to offer and why I think they could be a problem for Spurs. I'll also talk about the lineup and who I think Spurs will be playing against Manchester United. I'll talk about why Paulinho is crucial to this first 11 for Spurs. And also, Frank has been on the phone to Toney, apparently reports are suggesting. Would you take Toney to Tottenham on loan in January? I'll give you my thoughts on that in this video. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone that's contributed to this channel so far. Going over 3,000 subscribers was absolutely mental and really much appreciated. Hit that like button as well, because it really does help this channel get seen to more Tottenham fans, so I can talk to even more of you. So let's get into this video. So the big game, Tottenham playing Manchester United. Now, Man United are going to have a week to prepare for this. Spurs have played midweek, as we know, but we played very well. Sometimes that midweek win could actually be in our favour, because obviously we're going to come into this game in a high. Man United obviously drew with Nottingham Forest last week and have had all week to stew on that. So it depends on how you look at it. Spurs might have an advantage because they're on a high, or Man United might have an advantage because they've had some rest. Also, Man United's form has been a lot better. They've won 3 and drawn 1 in the last 4 games. They were on a winning streak of 3 in a row. That was halted by Nottingham Forest, as I've just mentioned. So they are capable of winning games, and they are a lot better than they were last season. Their press is good. They're not going to give us no time on the ball. They're going to harass. They're going to make sure that they're going to try and make us make mistakes, because obviously we've been pretty poor at home lately at keeping the ball, and Chelsea obviously gave Man United the blueprint on how to beat us. Press high, press one-on-one with man-to-man marking, and just press the hell out of us, and it seemed to have worked. I'm hoping that Spurs can evade the press this time and be a bit more confident on the ball, a bit more brave on the ball, and then exactly like we were against Copenhagen, then we can cause them problems too. Man United have a front three that any team would be afraid of. Cunha, Bruno and Sesko, all very good players, very good technically as well. So we have to be on our guard. I'm quite confident that Mickey van der Ven and Romero and Paulinho, which I'll get onto in a minute, will be able to stop their attack. But there's one guy in particular that needs to be stopped, and that's Bruno Fernandes. I think he makes the team tick. I think he's the guy that gives the ball to Mbeumo's and the Cunhas to let them do their thing. And there's one guy that we've got that can stop him, and that is Paulinho. And Paulinho is very crucial to us winning this game tomorrow. He's gonna have to put in a man of the match performance to stop Bruno Fernandes and stop Manchester United. If Paulinho's on top form tomorrow, then I can see us getting a victory and maybe even a clean sheet. Paulinho has 44 tackles in the league this season so far, and that's more. I think that's 12 more than anybody else that's even close to him. So 44 in 9.5 games is not bad going. Almost an average of 4 tackles per game. That's absolutely insane. He's a brilliant signing. I think Jamie Carragher said he's not good enough to play for Spurs because he's not a good enough ball player. He scored 4 goals this season, for crying out loud. He's a defensive midfielder that's doing all the best defensive midfield work you can do, and he scored 4 goals this season. I'm very happy with him. He's probably one of our best players this season so far. Jamie Carragher obviously keeps talking nonsense about Spurs. He just keeps doing it, and he always ends up looking like an idiot. And Paulinho proved him wrong literally the next day by scoring a goal after coming off the bench. So, yeah, Paulinho is crucial. I think he's the key for us to winning that midfield battle. I'll go with my lineup now that I'm talking about who's going to be in the side. I think if your doggy plays, because your doggy's got a lot of personal issues going on, I'd put your doggy in, Vicario in goal, obviously, Mickey van der Ven and Romero's the centre-back pairings, and Porro on the right. Obviously, if your doggy can't play, then it'll be Spence on the left-hand side. Then in the 6, like I've just mentioned, it should be Paulinho. And I don't mind in this game to do that double pivot of Bentancur and Paulinho. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of blame has gone on the double pivot while we're not progressing the ball forward. It was nothing to do with the double pivot. I've said this before. It's to do with bravery on the ball. Now, Bentancur played in the 6 against Copenhagen, and he relentlessly pushed the ball forward, started attacks time and time again. Bentancur was absolutely brilliant against Copenhagen. And if you just throw him in the 8 role, tell him not to defend as much and actually trying to join in with the attack, Bentancur can be a very good number 8. And so I think it should be Paulinho and Bentancur playing, because they give you that solidity as well and give you that experience that we need to go on and beat Manchester United. Now in the 10, I'll put Xavi, because Xavi was really good against Copenhagen. People say, yeah, well, it was only Copenhagen. Well, he needs to do it against Manchester United, and I believe he will. His link-up play with Mawani was absolutely exceptional. He could have had 3 assists as well. Easily could have had 3 assists, or could have had a goal as well. He got taken off early in that game and still got man of the match. That's how good he performed that day. If he takes that form into the Manchester United game, then we're going to see some big chances in that game for us. I just hope we can put them away. Now, on the right-hand side, Thomas Frank has said Kudos is touch and go, whether he can play or not. So I'm assuming even if he is available, we'll probably start from the bench. So I'd put Brennan Johnson on that right-hand side. Brennan Johnson is that type of player that Xavi will bring the best out of, because if Xavi's on top form, Xavi loves putting the ball through. Johnson loves the ball being put through. That's what we weren't doing enough of this season, and we didn't do enough of that last season. He was getting on the end of crosses, but there was no through balls to him. The only one time there's a through ball to him was against Coventry, and he put it away straight away. This season there's a through ball put to him, put it away. Brennan Johnson's absolutely lethal with through balls. He's absolutely lethal with balls in behind. He'll be there day in, day out, every single game, week in, week out. You've just got to give him the right passing to Johnson out on the right-hand side, giving him the ball to feet with a man there to take on. He's going to inevitably just pass it back because he's not going to take on his man. He took on his man a couple of times against Copenhagen. I'm just hoping that's more of that to come in the Premier League from Johnson. Now on the left-hand side, I'm going to go for Odegaard, because Odegaard is getting better and better and better. Every time I see him, he's improving. Frank's doing wonders with him already. He's linking up really, really well with Udogie, with Xavi, with Moane. He's doing some nice, when we did that really good pass and move against Copenhagen, he was the guy that done that back flick to Xavi, where Xavi laid it off to Moane. Moane just hit it wide. He's getting more and more confident. He's taken on his man a little bit more. He's technically very, very good. He scored a goal as well on Tuesday. He just needs to get some more GA, and this guy will be absolutely like dead cert left winger for me if he can start getting more goals and assists in the league. Now up front, I'm definitely going to go for Kolo Muani. Absolutely brilliant performance on Tuesday. He seems to be getting back to his best. His finishing still needs to improve. I do honestly believe if I had to put a bet on Saturday for him to score, I would bet on him to score, because Xavi seems to link up really, really well with him. So does Odegaard. And if Kudos is playing, that's going to be a front four to be looking forward to watching. So that's my 11. I think that's a good enough 11 to beat Manchester United. We have to be on our game. We have to be really on it, trying to win the first duel, the second duel. Do not play passively like we did against Chelsea. We play like we did against Chelsea, we'll get absolutely battered. We will. We need to show those home fans that we mean business, and we're going to make this home ground somewhere where teams do not like coming. Now, lastly, Thomas Frank is looking for a new striker. Now, for me, if you're looking for a new striker, then you're not happy with what you've got. And Ivan Toney is the guy that a lot of people are saying in the news reports that may be coming to Spurs on loan in January, which would be absolutely brilliant. But if this does actually happen, we have to let one of our strikers go. Now, out of Scarlett, Richarlison, Solanke and Mawani, I'd keep Mawani, I'd keep Solanke. So it's definitely out of Richarlison and Scarlett. And because Scarlett is only 21 and is showing a lot of promise, it would have to be Richarlison for me. Richarlison has been reported to be going to Everton as well. If Richarlison goes to Everton and we get whatever money we get for him, I can't see it being that much, maybe 20 million. Hopefully we can get something like that. Then we use that 20 million to pay some of Tony's wages, because he'll be on loan with big wages from that, wherever he's playing, the Saudi League, I think it is. And that would be good. I'd love to have Ivan Toney at Spurs. I really would. He's played under Frank before. He's played in the Premier League before. He fills the English quota. It's a no-brainer for me. Get that guy in. He's a beast up front as well. You know, he'll win headers. He'll hustle defenders. He'll create space for others. He'll link up well with others as well. And having Mawani and Toney as two options up front to rotate for Champions League and Premier League, that would be absolutely brilliant. That'd be almost perfect for me. I know they'll both be on loan, but they can fight out to see who gets signed up. Or they could be a temporary basis for when we want to get Harry Kane in. But for me, I would definitely bring an Ivan Toney in. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. What is your score predictions? By the way, my score prediction is 3-1 to Spurs. I think they're going to turn up tomorrow. I really do. Every time I predict a win, we lose though. So I'm going to predict 7-0 to Man United. And let me know in the comments what your score predictions are. Do you think Paulinho is crucial to this win tomorrow? And would you take Ivan Toney into your team? Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.